everyone, this is Keith Scott from out in Sydney, Australia. I'm one of the voices of Bullwinkle J. Moose. It's time to watch Relentless and Unstoppable. And so give it up for your main hosts, Douglas Kenny and Andy McPhee.
You know, we're not good enough to be Christians. We can't live the way God wants us without his help. And so I wrote this song called Free, and it's how I felt like I am free because of what Jesus did, not because of what I did, not because of anything I can do, but because of what Jesus did. I am free and I am saved. And, you know, I am loved, so loved magnificently by him. So that started me back on my journey, and I've just grown stronger and stronger and stronger with him because of the hardships, because of the hospital visits, because I had to, like when I had the tumours, I was in hospital for 9 weeks. Like, it was horrendous. And because he walked through those things with me, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Definitely, I know what you mean. I was just going to ask, since I'm Christian as well and have similar experiences from the past, did people frown on it when you walked away from those toxic marriages?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was told, you're listening to the devil. I was told you'll never be able to have another relationship again. I was told, you know, you shouldn't, you're not living as a Christian, you're not being, you know, and that was when, like, that's when I turned away, I guess. That was when I just thought, you know what, I can't do this. I'm not good enough to be a Christian.
Yeah,
You know?
I had a similar experience with someone in my family that bullied me for a number of years, and
Yeah.
whenever I stood up for myself, I was accused of not being Christian, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
or acting against the religion. It was
Yeah.
spiritual manipulation, you know,
Yes, absolutely.
and so, you know, the thing is, and this is where I think some Christians don't really understand or don't want to accept. You know, the Bible that they believe in says that, you know, divorce is a sin, and that it's only allowed if there's infidelity or cheating. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of people in this world need to remember that there are other ways to cheat aside from
Exactly.
sexual, you know. You can cheat in many ways,
Yeah.
financially,
Yeah.
being with other women, you know, pornography, you know,
Yeah.
or even, you know, not doing your share of, you know, raising a family. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes, that's exactly right.
And
All
at
of those
this
things. Yeah.
Yeah, and at the same time, you know, God does recommend as well, you know, not just, you know, the husband and wife thing that you know about. He also recommends that we stay away from people whose behavior doesn't reflect God's. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
I
that's
do
where I
know.
think so that's where I think a lot of Christians have gotten somewhat confused, or at the very least have interpreted the Bible and in not really the proper direction, you know. And
Yeah.
so I think, and at the same time, being that God is loving and compassionate, I think there are times when he'll make an exception, depending on the circumstances, if there's any punishment for divorce or something, you know.
Yeah. I think, like, you know, it says that he hates divorce, and he does hate divorce. And you know why? Because it's hurtful. It's so hard to be divorced, no matter what the reason.
Gee, that's all we have for Relentless and Unstoppable. So tune into the next episode to hear more amazing stories from amazing guests. This is Keith Scott from Sydney, Australia, saying so long, and I'm smarter than the average bear. Gee.